Hello and welcome to Japanese from Zero. This is Hitokoto. Hitokoto is just one thing. We will focus on one word or one particular concept, and today that Japanese concept that we're going to talk about is KEDO. So KEDO is something that very simply you can think of it as meaning but. However, the problem with this is that sometimes you'll hear KEDO and it doesn't make sense to translate it as but, because essentially all KEDO really does is say the information before this is background information. It's important to know, or not so important to know. It's just kind of background information. All right, so let's go ahead and look at how KEDO is used like but. All right, so we have this sentence here. We have, maybe you say this to somebody, you say, 一緒にお茶を飲みに行きませんか? And by the way, this phrase right here is the number one thing I think that I associate with guys picking up girls in Japan. You just go up to a girl on the street and you would say, I've never done it. I would like to, but I'm not that cool. You go up and you just say, 一緒にお茶飲みに行かない? They say it in a much more informal phrase. And the way that I know this is because there's a show called London Hearts, and they used to do this where they would just have a girl on the street, and it was kind of a fun show where they would take I got so excited I spit right now, sorry, I apologize for that. They would take a girl and she would be meeting her boyfriend, right? And the boyfriend would suddenly call up and cancel on her. And so she would be really pissed because he wouldn't give her enough time to talk. He'd be like, sorry, no, I can't come. No, I'm muri, ikanake, I'm muri, and he would cut up. He would just cut up. He would cut the phone call, right? So then she's standing there like this, not knowing what to do. She's upset. And then they send in what they called, what did they call it? Not a stalker. I forgot. They gave this guy a word. Like he was like I don't remember the word. There's a really cool word that they called him. Maybe if I remember, I'll let you know. They'd send in this really cool guy that is exactly the type of guy that she likes, that they heard from the boyfriend. And basically, they're going to test to see if the girl would cheat on the guy. Right? So the guy ends up waiting in the back of an apartment. Like he's waiting on a sofa. And all night long, they're following the girl as she gets picked up by this guy. And they see if she comes back to the apartment. If she comes back to the apartment, this big graphic would come down on the screen that goes with a skull, and it would say, she is dead. Really hilarious show. It's really old school. You're not going to be able to find it probably very easily. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, so what the guy would do is he would walk up to her, and he wouldn't say this line. He wouldn't say, 一緒にお茶飲みに行かない? Although I have seen that in other segments that they do on that show. Typically he would say, どうしたの? What's the matter? And he would kind of talk her into say, look, if you're not feeling good, maybe you would say, 一緒にお茶を飲みに行きませんか? Won't you go get tea with me? 一緒にお茶を飲みに行きませんか? Now, this 行きませんか, think about that. Even though we're talking about something different, we're talking about KEDO. 行きませんか is a suggestive way of asking something. Won't you go? 行きませんか? All right. So her answer, most girls' answer, would be something along the lines of this. 行きたいけど、友達と約束があります。行きたいけど、友達と約束があります。I want to go, but, now here's where KEDO means but, 友達と約束があります。So everything before the KEDO is the reason, or not the reason actually, it's the desire, for example, in this case. I want to go, however, I cannot because I have a promise. Or in Japanese, yakusoku means promise. It means date. Not date really as much, but it means plans. I have plans with another friend, or an appointment. That's what I meant to say. All right. So let's look at another sentence here that maybe KEDO is a little bit ambiguous. All right. この間すごいことが起こりました。この間すごいことが起こりました。So you're talking to your friend and you're like, hey, the other day, a really huge thing happened. Something amazing happened. Okay? So, what was it? Well, he's going to start telling the story. So he says, 友達の家に行ったけど, I went to a friend's house. It does not mean but there. There, you're just giving background information. That's the key point I wanted to discuss in this Hitokoto, is that KEDO does not always mean but, it's just background information. Whatever comes after this doesn't matter, really, because I'm trying to teach you what the KEDO does here, but let's think of what could happen, right? 友達の家に行ったんだけど、行った時に女の子、可愛い女の子が5人いました。Wow, why do I always go back to girls? I don't know why. I went to a friend's house. Oh my God, there were 5 cute girls. Okay, so 友達の家に行ったけど, that KEDO is not but. It would make no sense to say, I went to a friend's house but, in this case. All right, so let's look at a little bit of some words that we've come up in here that are kind of interesting to know. この間means the other day. It's like an ambiguous way to say the other day. Instead of saying yesterday or 2 days ago, you can say この間, the other day. And 起こる. 起こる is something that happens. Something has occurred. To occur. 起こる. All right, let's look at one more sentence. キスをしたいんだけど. That's a complete sentence. Ha. Did you hear that sound? I don't know if you could. That means that I have just booted up my karaoke machine because I'm going to be singing some songs. Not during the stream, but it was in the mood. So later on I will be. Anyway, so キスをしたいんだけど. Like I'm just looking at a girl and I say this to her. It doesn't mean, but I want to kiss you. There's no translation. Just say, hey, you know, I want to kiss you. In English, we do a lot of things with tone. In Japanese, they like to use structures. This is one of those structures. Just KEDO. キスをしたいんだけど. Like you're notifying her, hey, you know, I want to kiss you. It's that tone. I want to kiss you. And she's like, 彼氏がいるんだけど. Yeah, but I got a boyfriend. See, now it's more like a but. But I got a boyfriend. 彼氏がいるんだけど. All right. If you'd like to learn more Japanese, we have these books available on Amazon.com. Book 5, not so much yet, but if you live in a country that isn't supported by Amazon properly, you can get the books mostly from bookdepository.com. And also, I'd like to make a special request. If you do buy the book, we have sold 37 or 8 or 50,000, I don't remember, some amazing amount of copies of book 1, but we only have 191 reviews. And I know the majority of those books are bought on Amazon. So, you know what, go up and do me a favor, do us a favor, me and my wife, go ahead and add a review on the book. We worked really hard on it and we do a lot of reviews, a lot of updates when we can, and we also do these videos. So anything you can do to help, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I'll see you on the next Hitokoto.